Major breaking F1 manager news. Create a team is coming. Hello folks and welcome to a slightly different video for the AHGP channel. Today we're going to be reacting to the F1 Manager 24 announced trailer. It's coming, F1 Manager 24 is a thing and I can't wait. We don't actually have a release date yet, but we do have this announced trailer. So I'm going to be quiet and we're going to watch it. Then I'll give you my thoughts and reactions to it.
Do you have the courage to compete? The ambition to create a team? The confidence to carve your own path? To push innovation and confront deeper challenges? Orchestrate your ascent? Steer mindsets? Design your own journey? Create a team? Create a legacy.
Well, there you go. That is the announced trailer. Let's take it all the way back to the start and we'll maybe break this down piece by piece. So here we've got the F1 Manager logo. Let's find the first bit of interesting juiciness and immediately you can see that we've got a flash of different liveries. So what stands out to me there is, first of all, how much customization are we going to get with the liveries? Are we going to be able to shape them sort of the way we want to, or are we going to be able to only colour certain elements? Are they going to come pre-packaged and then we choose a colour, a similar way to F1 games on Codemasters? So lots of options I saw there. You know, this looks very much like a Brazil flag. I think there was one that looks like a, yeah, that looks like the Union Jack for Great Britain. Yeah, there should be lots of colour combinations. Some interesting shots here. The cost cap remaining. Maybe they've made that a little bit more straightforward to understand. And also how much we're going to get from sponsors. And of course, if you're creating your own team, you're going to need to find some sponsors. You're going to need some backing from somewhere. Let's move on a little bit. And here was something quite interesting. If I can find the right screen. Oh, this is tricky. This is proving trickier than I thought it might be. Found it. Okay, so we've got race engineer, head of aerodynamics, chief designer, which I'm guessing is just technical chief, or maybe they've kind of split that because at Red Bull you've got Adrian Newey is basically the chief designer, I think, but then you've got Pierre Wache, who is the technical director or something, technical chief. Yeah, so there's two slightly different roles there, but obviously we're now going to get chief mechanics. So I'm guessing you're going to be able to hire mechanics. And obviously some of them have become sort of well known on the chap from Red Bull, Callum, I think his name is. He's become well known on sort of the social media podcasty side of things. So maybe they're going to be in the game as well. You're going to be able to pick your mechanics and make sure that you're getting actually the best pit crew possible. They may have their own skill ratings within the game, a bit like other staff members do. And here again, sponsors, upfront payment, $56 million. So you know, how you're going to fund your team is critical, and I'm guessing there's going to be more all the way through, as you can see towards the right hand side of the screen here. What's coming next? We've got some of the team principals, more liveries. Right, well this is something new, isn't it? Faults. You're going to get a drivability issue. It might be temporary. Power reduction. There's another one that's coming up. Oh, it's gone. We'll stick with the two. There is a third sort of major fault there. That's going to add a lot of jeopardy to the races, because you could run an old power unit until it basically gives up the ghost, or you can have it majorly damaged during an accident, but you wouldn't get like an in-race fault. And maybe these things clear themselves up. You might get something at the start of the race, you might get something that, you know, you might be winning a race by 30 odd seconds and suddenly you've got an engine problem and you need to limp home for the final 3 laps and you're losing 7 or 8 seconds a lap. Similar to Lewis Hamilton at Silverstone in 2020. So that's very interesting, and I really like that. It's going to add some real jeopardy to the game. because you could just put a new power unit in, or just, we found a way of looking after them, basically underfueling and not using so much power and adding wear to the engines. So it was possible to almost game the system in that sense. I think we're going to keep the 3D modelling of the 2D circuit layout. Looks like a new camera angle there as well. If we go back and find it, there we go. It's like a helicopter shot. That's pretty cool. The way that the camera angles interact with the player could be definitely spruced up, and I'm hoping that we get a better, I don't want to say selection of cameras, but actual the angles that are within each camera position, if that makes sense. So when you're just watching from like a broadcast point of view, that the camera moves around a bit more. Maybe it's a bit more spontaneous, maybe it hops on board, so it's a bit more like a broadcast version, and then you've got your set positions within that. And that looked extraordinarily like a Haas team there, but that's just a custom livery, and there's some more custom liveries for the game. And yeah, this is going to be absolutely epic, because it's been something that was asked for. It was actually asked for on my, I was asked the question about it on my most recent McLaren with no upgrades until Austria stream, and I said it's absolutely possible, and here it is. F1 Manager 2024 will have creator team. That's the headline news. We don't have a release date, unfortunately, but we can wishlist it on the various platforms in which it is available. And one final piece that we need to discuss for F1 Manager 2024 is how the AI is going to be functioning. So here's the press release from Frontier Games, and it talks about in the top paragraph how Creator Team is coming to the game. But in this second paragraph, let's go through it together. Critical to their team's lasting success will be how team principals manage their development off the track, designing a new car with upgrades, driving innovation in the pursuit of immediate performance, or investing in an advanced headquarters to create a legacy and attract the envy of rivals. Now, that's where it's going to start to get interesting, because they've first of all introduced a new mentality system for drivers, bringing individual personalities and demands to the fore as players aim to maintain the team's motivation amidst the pursuit of glory and the challenge for the biggest sport, the sport's biggest prizes. So obviously you're now going to be able to maybe entice drivers based on your facilities. They're going to be more inclined to join you if you've got maybe a less competitive car, but actually, hey, look, we're investing in all of our facilities. We're going to be really good in the future. But in the next paragraph, in the next part of the paragraph, it says that we might be under threat from the other teams off the track as well. Rival teams will provide a constant threat year on year, with enhanced AI closing the gap between players and their competitors. Obviously, we had the difficulty sliders, so we did switch the Mercedes career mode to hard midway through the 4th season, which at the moment is the final season that we've completed of that. So we might go back to it at some point in the future. And their competitors both on and off the track, whilst the underlying threat of drivers and staff being poached mean the paddock is never far away from a shake-up. That is going to change the game, because obviously we've been able to steal drivers as and when we wanted to, but we might lose our star driver to another team, a la Lewis Hamilton going to Ferrari for 2025, which I'll be honest, still not got my head around. But that's the sort of shift we're looking at, and if that's reality, we could see mad driver markets. What I would love is to have a sort of volatility meter, a bit like in with the easy, normal and hard mode for the development of the AI and the competitiveness, like the strategy side of things. So you can basically have a very settled driver market, a standard driver market, or a hyper aggressive driver market, where basically the other teams are sharks and you are in the sea constantly bleeding and they're just circling. It would just, yeah, that would be insane. You'd basically have a sort of mad shift in the driver market every single season. We've got a little bit more on the new strategic perspectives, immersing ourselves in the action from onboard cameras to assessing the next decision from above. That was the helicopter camera we saw earlier, issuing commands to their drivers via their voiced race engineers. Players will weigh up crucial strategy calls and seek glory. Improved racing behaviours, blurring the lines between simulation and reality. Well, I'm hoping that comes, because sometimes the AI does weird things. Let's put it that way. Success can slip away at any moment with the ever-present threat of mechanical failure. We've covered that already. That's going to put Vital Championship points at risk. I am super hyped for this game, and I can't wait. I want them to give me a release date so I can click it and buy it, and I can get myself prepared for whenever it's dropping. It did drop August time last year and the year before, so sort of summer breakish, which is a really good time to do it, because then we've got 3 weeks of entertaining gameplay to get us through the gap in the season. Although the way that the 2024 season has started, we might need that gap, because Max Verstappen might have won every single race until then, which, I mean, that's a whole different thing. So that's what we will be aiming to achieve on F1 Manager: win every race. So there are my thoughts on F1 Manager 2024 being announced. Let me know in the comments how hyped you are out of 10 for this game dropping with Create a Team. And also, tell me what you think your team might be called. Mine's obvious. It's going to be AHGP. So I'll see you on the grid. Make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up for this video. Make sure you tune in for the next episode of the Haas F1 team journey with F2 champions only. I'll see you then. You're the best fans. It's bye for now.